What's up everybody, I'm Mckenty, this is my second channel, and this is your home for my Twitch highlights and my podcast. So if you like this and you want to see more of that and you want to join the live streams, there's a link to that in the description of this video. And with that out of the way, let us talk about the worst songs of the 2010s. There are a lot of them. You know, I've said before that the 2000s were the peak of human civilization. I still think it's true. 2004 might have been the very best year in human civilization. Can you think of any way that 2022 was superior to 2004? I don't think you can. The further we get away from it, the more I feel like we didn't know what we had in the 2010s either, right? It was a simpler time. You were happy with your iPhone 4 and your PS3. You didn't want anything more than that. It was a simpler time. We didn't know what we had. So let's take a trip down memory lane and look at the worst songs of the 2010s, and we'll ask ourselves, were they really that bad? Or were maybe some of them a little bit better than you remembered? But first, I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. If you're not familiar, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of online classes and members across 150 countries. Aside from the YouTube and Twitch stuff that I do, I've actually run online education businesses for almost 10 years now. And as someone who is in the space, I genuinely believe in Skillshare and their classes. My company just hired a full-time software engineer and I'll be working with him a lot. So I logged into Skillshare to brush up on my UX design skills. I actually went to school for that, but it's been a while, a little bit rusty, so I figured I should get back up to speed. So I checked out Figma UI UX Design Essentials with Daniel Scott, and within a weekend or so, I knew my way around the app, and I had already gotten started on redesigning part of our site. And they have thousands more classes on everything from graphic design to freelancing, all kinds of other stuff, like there's even one on indoor gardening. Like I said, I sincerely think Skillshare is a great company, and if you want to learn, explore, and discover new skills, then I highly suggest you check it out. And there's never been a better time to do that, because the first 1,000 people to use the link in the description of this video will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So check it out, and thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. The first one we will talk about is the notorious song by Rebecca Black, Friday. How could we forget this song? Everyone knows this song, right? This song is pretty bad. I remember reviewing this when it had like 40,000 views a day and a half after it came out or something like that. And then within a week, it was up to millions, back when, you know, millions was a huge number.
7 a.m. waking up in the morning, gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs, gotta get down to the bus stop.
So for anyone who doesn't know the story to this song, her parents paid for her to go to this company called Arc Music Factory, I think. They'll write a song and make a music video for your kid. So, you know, she was 13 or 14 at the time, and I think this is her birthday present. So like, oh, Rebecca wants to play music, so we'll send her to Arc Music Factory. They'll make a song and a video for her. Won't that be fun? They'd done several more besides her, several before and after, but for whatever reason, the internet got a hold of this one, and it went viral, and it basically ruined her life for the next 10 years. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't mean to laugh at it because it sucks.
Gotta catch my bus, I see my friends.
My friends. I like how nobody in this car is old enough to drive.
In the back seat, can I take?
Which seat can I take?
Friday, gotta get down.
I always walked to school. I know, because I lived really close. But I feel like there's probably a lot of drama over deciding which seat you're going to take, who you're going to sit next to on the bus or in a car. I feel like that could be the source of a lot of drama.
Fun, 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 looking forward to the weekend. We're driving on the highway.
I love how awkward the girl on the left is.
We're driving on the highway, cruising so fast, I want time to slap. Fun, fun, think about fun.
Is the song good? No, obviously not. I mean, although it's pretty catchy for what it is, like, you know, kind of a disposable pop song. I don't think anybody expected this to be like some giant hit or something like that. It's not bad. She's obviously not a fantastic singer or anything like that. The video is what it is, but I thought it was really kind of a shame how just rotten and mean people were about this. I mean, again, she was like in 8th grade or something like that, and all the hipster blogs were just tripping over themselves to dunk on it and say nasty things about her and rah, rah, rah. And, you know, it's fine to have a laugh at it because it is goofy, but I think especially when it's somebody this young, you got to ask yourself, like, do you really want to talk shit on something that an 8th grader made? you know, it's a little mean-spirited, I think.
Tomorrow is Saturday and Sunday comes afterwards.
Sunday comes afterwards. Very true. This is the guy from Arc Music Factory, I think. I think he's like the main dude that was like the architect of the whole thing. I respect his hustle. That he's willing to be like the guest feature rapping about a school bus in songs for 8th graders. I respect his hustle. And here's the thing. Obviously, this song was not fantastic, right? And she's done interviews where she talked about how she was basically like traumatized by, you know, how shitty the reaction to it was and how all the mean things people said about her when she was a kid. But she stuck around. She may not have had a ton of talent back then as a kid, but she stuck around. She's actually still making music. She has a new song with Slater that I think is fucking good. Like, I think this is a really legitimately good song.
Like I let her waste my time.
Friday was goofy, but this is good. I legitimately think this is a great fucking song. Big fan of Slater too. So, in hindsight, was Friday good? No, of course not. But she was a little kid when she made it. I think a lot of people would have just hidden from the internet after that. I mean, who can blame them after getting so much shit when she was a kid? But respect to her for coming back. I think her new music is cool. She seems like a pretty cool person. Respect to her. I'm happy to see that she's stuck around. The next song we have is Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. Another one of the most mocked songs of all time, I would say. I've actually never watched this video before. I've heard this song a zillion times. I've never watched the video in my life, so I don't even know what's in it. Is this a Kia commercial? I mean, it feels like it, doesn't it? You're like, I want to buy a new Kia Sorento. NBA promo music. Assassin's Creed trailer vibes, yes. I don't even know what this song is about. Is it about anything? What is it about? I have no idea, like, what this video is supposed to symbolize. Oh. Okay, there's a Muppet. Yeah, it was pretty clever. You know, I thought this was going to be some melodramatic, super serious video, but they're watching Muppets fight in a bar. That's not so bad. This summer's Kia sales event. The biggest deals of the year. This song is so slow. I remember this song being more like upbeat and high energy, and it's like, so not. My 72-year-old dad legit tried to get me into Imagine Dragons. Are there Imagine Dragons stands out there? No, right? From the chat? You know, I'm sure there are some Imagine Dragons stands. I mean, this is 1.3 billion views. You got to figure that some portion of Imagine Dragons fans are stands. One thing is they're Mormon. So I feel like there's probably some kind of like really aggressive Mormon kids out there that like latched onto this band because they're like, finally, someone's speaking to me. My people are making music. Finally, Imagine Dragons gave me a voice. Didn't feel like I was part of the music scene until along comes Imagine Dragons. I like Mormons in general, by the way. I've never met a Mormon I didn't like. They seem like really nice guys. You know, there's no reason to dislike them, in my opinion. Like I said in the video I made about them, I think a lot of the reason that people dislike this band is just because it's music for, you know, basically happy normies, right? Negative people with unhappy lives lash out at happy people who enjoy their lives. You know, I just think that's the truth. I think there's a certain amount of just negative people out there that are mad at anyone who is not as unhappy and negative as they are. I think that's the source of a lot of the hate for Imagine Dragons, which is kind of sad, but you know, that's one of the things I don't like about the alternative music kind of community is that kind of, my friend A.L. Levy says, losers hate winners. And I'm not saying that everyone who hates Imagine Dragons is a loser because, you know, their music is pretty mediocre, but I think that's part of it. They make their music, make tons of money, live happy lives with their families, can't hate even if I'm not super into their music. Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't ever choose to listen to them, but I can't hate on it. Let's see. Okay, here's something I can hate on. This is Lou Reed and Metallica, The View, which I think came out in 2010, 2011, something like that. One of the worst collabs that has ever happened. And Metallica's made a lot of bad music and some really bad collabs. This one is is awful. I will say, it's not as bad as their song with Ja Rule, because their song they did with Ja Rule is legitimately, like, no exaggeration, one of the worst pieces of music I've ever heard. But this is pretty bad. I'm confused at what happened here. It sounds like Metallica recorded a song and then some guy, like, you know, maybe the janitor came in overnight and they left all the mics on and stuff, and he just recorded himself mumbling weird shit over the music that they'd already recorded and then somehow released that. This is what it sounds like to me. And they would come in the morning and be like, what the fuck? Like, who is that guy just saying weird shit over that song we recorded? What the fuck is this? A science of the heart and blood and meaning. And James Hetfield, look at that. He's singing along because he loves this. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Fuck yeah. I want you on the floor and in a coffin, your soul shaking. Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine Metallica listening to this and thinking it's good. Like, imagine this. You know, they got the chance to collaborate with Lou Reed, the legend. And they're like, oh, this is going to be amazing. Lou, just do your thing. Do whatever you want. Like, we are massive fans. Just do whatever you want. We're going to love it. And then he comes in and does it. And they're like, oh, God, this is, oh, fuck. You know, they don't feel comfortable. It's like, how can you tell Lou Reed what to do? You can't be like, can you do it again? That was terrible. Can we actually try writing a song instead of just mumbling for 8 minutes or whatever? Can we try actually writing a song? But they're too ashamed to say anything, so they just ship it. That's my guess. I also love how, like, Lars always has the most, like, the most intense rock face when he's playing the simplest shit. Offer them to you as servants of the gold that you must give to me. Right there. Lars just giving it 110%. I am the view. I am the table. I am the table. This is what a stress headache feels like. I am the table. You know what I would have done is the same thing as, like, I've done this occasionally when I've recorded a really bad podcast that I didn't want to put out, and they're like, oh, hey, you know, what happened to the podcast? Like, oh, shit, man, I'm an idiot. I forgot to press record, or my hard drive got corrupted. That's what I would have done. So after Lou was on tour in Europe or something, like, oh, shit, man, bad news. The files got corrupted for our session. Sorry, man, but, you know, we'll do it another time. Don't worry. And then just, you know, never do it. That's what I would have done. So, is this truly one of the worst songs of the 2010s? I would say it is. This is not good. It is bad. What do we have next? Another classic of the 2010s, Gangnam Style by Psy. You know, K-pop had been a thing for a few years in Asia, but this was the beginning of the K-pop era. This opened the doors for Korean people, for Korean culture in America. I was in Korea when this came out too. I remember this. I hate this song. It's true. It may sound like 2012, but it looks like 2019. It's true. The video is well done, and he is a legend. He's been around forever. I'll see if I can find it. I was spending a lot of time in Korea when this song was, like, blowing up. There's a food in Korea called jjigae, which is this, like, kind of stew. He was, like, the mascot for this chain of jjigae restaurants at the time. I would go out to lunch there, and the guys that I would go with there were all Korean, and they always wanted to go to the jjigae place with Psy's face in the window, like 8 feet tall, which I always thought was kind of funny. This came out when I was a senior in high school, and almost my entire school did the dance in the gym. It is a well done song. Gangnam is a neighborhood in Seoul. It's like the kind of upscale downtown area here around where they're showing there. That's Gangnam. My hotel was actually in Gangnam. So Gangnam is, it's not cool. By the way, look at this. Look how shiny the floor of this parking garage is. See that shit? This is how fucking clean Korea is. I remember going there and seeing a parking garage. It might have actually been the same one. It's a mall near Gangnam, and being like, Jesus, this is the cleanest goddamn parking garage I've ever seen. Like, I feel like I could eat off the floor of this garage. I like this guy crotch thrusting in the elevator above him. It's nice. I want to know who this guy is, and if he approached people at parties, be like, hey, you know the guy humping the air above Psy's head in the elevator in Gangnam Style? That's me. Who wants to do a shot with me? With that said, would I say that this song is good? No, I hate this song. This is one of the most irritating songs ever recorded, but 4.3 billion views, you know, you can't fuck with that. That's legit. And whether you like it or not, he opened the door for Blackpink and BTS, just all the wave of Korean culture that came after that. And I do like Korean stuff a lot. I miss going to Seoul. Seoul is like my favorite place that's not America. I have fond memories of being there around this time this came out. So as much as I do not like this song, there's a part of me that's a little bit of a fan. So those are my thoughts on Psy. Next up, a song that I definitely don't like. I would say this is among the most cringe songs ever made. What Does the Fox Say? Feels like there was a lot of music going on in the 2010s that came with funny videos and dances to go along. LMFAO, Harlem Shake, yes. A lot of zany music back then. What is the story behind this song? I don't know. I feel like this is something that second graders would think is the funniest thing in the world. Like actual children. Oh god, I hadn't even thought about this. Basically music made for furries. They host a television show and this is one of the songs that, okay, that's why it's on Discovery Plus. I guess this is Norway or whatever. So this is basically from the Norwegian equivalent of Yo Gabba Gabba. So it's for actual like children. And for some reason in 2014, we thought this was cool. That's right. All you people saying I never talk about European music. What are you talking about? Look, this is why I make fun of Europe, my friends. We give you guys the chance to have your music heard in our country. And this is what you give us. Fucking, What Does the Fox Say? And Måneskin. You had one job to do. All you needed to do was make something that's not this. And you failed. You gave us Sabaton and What Does the Fox Say? It was more of a late night comedy talk show with lots of skits. Okay, so this is what Norwegian people think is funny. The Scandinavian sense of humor is this. That's what you're trying to tell me. Like, they played this on the radio and shit. How was this like an actual like mainstream hit for a minute? How did this happen? Ugh. One of these days, I'm gonna finally get my chance to put Europe on trial. And this will be Exhibit C in the trial against Europe. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Exhibit C. What does the fox say? And I'll slam it down on the counter. I'll say, I rest my case. And there'll be a hushed whisper that goes through the court like, blah, 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 blah. And with that, everyone will know that I just won that goddamn trial. How about this? One of my least favorite songs, Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. What? He did beat Kendrick for a Grammy, which I love because I can't stand Kendrick. So I think it's hilarious that Macklemore beat him. And then Macklemore flogged himself for winning. This is the era of viral songs going mainstream. This is like the peak of Vine, right? I feel like all this stuff is the musical equivalent of Vine. Ice on the fringe is so damn frosty. The people like, damn, that's a cold ass honky. Imagine how many fucking white nerds made some sort of Vine with themselves dressed up in some stupid outfit like this with, that's a cold ass honky. What do I not like about Macklemore? Nothing. Like, he seems like a great guy. Like, he legitimately seems like a really nice, cool person. I don't know him personally, but I know a lot of people who do know him, and I've never heard a bad thing about him. He seems like a great guy. He's just like the actual literal corniest person of all time. And it's not his fault. He seems like a great dude. I would probably be friends with him. But his music is absolutely horrible. He is so corny, but that's okay. He seems like a good dude. I like him. I'm a fan. Someone mentioned his haircut because you remember in, 2013, 2014, how absolutely everybody had this, the Macklemore haircut. This is my favorite thing about him. He is so paranoid. Macklemore has officially denounced his former racist haircut. Basically, someone said the people in the Charlottesville protest or whatever had like the same, the white power people. They pointed out that those people had the same haircut as Macklemore. And so he quickly replied, I got rid of that over a year ago, man. I don't have that racist haircut anymore. Just imagine being so sensitive that like You know, you feel accountable for your haircut. Macklemore denounces his racist haircut. He means well. He really does. I just feel bad. I just want to be like, Ben, listen, nobody thinks you're racist at all. Trust me, there's not a single fucking person on earth that thinks you're racist. Everyone thinks you're a good person. You don't have to worry about this. You're good. Keep making your Whole Foods rap. That's all we need from you. Keep making Whole Foods rap and everything's gonna be okay. Well, anyway, Thrift Shop, definitely on the top of my list of most irritating songs of all time. Speaking of viral songs, is there an official music video for this? There is, right? Well, let's just watch a compilation of Harlem Shakes. The Harlem Shake, remember? This beat is actually kind of good though. Filthy Frank started this, is that true? I didn't know that. That's right, this is during the dark times where bro step and EDM reigned supreme. That's true, it was. That's right, this came out during the era of planking and parkour. Coney 2012? How about that? I just want to do the Harlem Shake while my friend planks in the corner with a Coney 2012 sign. That's all I want. It was a simpler time. That's what I'm saying. Like, we didn't know what we had. It was a better time. Another popular song of 2012, Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Massive song. Folks in the chat are saying she's hot. Here's the thing. Never trust a girl with bangs. Ever. I'm sorry for any of the ladies watching right now who have bangs, but you know it's true too. You never trust a girl with bangs. The shorter the bangs, the bigger the red flag. Like, you know, up here on the upper right, that's just like, don't just cross the street. Run away screaming. Now you see, Carly Rae, she's got some longer bangs, so I would not run away screaming, but it's definitely a red flag. Oh, by the way, I love this guy's tattoos. Look. Dude is fucking shredded, by the way. I am very envious of that. But he's got some classic thought tattoos here. He's got the meaningful script tattoo on his side. And then his collar. Look at this. Look at this shit. This is up there with the no regrets guy. I hope this tattoo is fake. And I want to know who the tattoo consultant was. They just had some intern come out in here and write, "The sky is the limit," on his upper chest with a Sharpie. Yeah, it's like a tramp stamp for the chest, yes. It's a great song. Have you ever seen a script chest tattoo look like a good idea? No, I have one, and no, it's not a good idea. Never was. This is true. You know how this is a great song? Everyone in the chat knows every single word. That's right. Everyone knows every word of this. I already knew you were crazy because you have bangs. That was obvious. Because she looks like an Urban Outfitters store manager. I do like this song. It's interesting, though, that she... I don't know how this happened, but I want to know how she became, like, hipster material. I mean, well, she has bangs. She's a, like, vaguely indie-looking white girl with bangs. So we know that every, like, hardcore dude is going to simp for her because that's the type of girl that all those guys just... can't help but swooning for. So there's that. But I am curious. It feels like kind of suddenly just made this transition where she was like mainstream pop, and then in like a year it was like Fantano fans like simping for her. It's really interesting, and I'm curious how it happened. Maybe it is the haircut. Yeah, you're right. I think this is it. It's also because dudes see her as attainable but less nutty manic pixie dream girl. That's probably true. Also, pop songs with a lot of irony in them equals indie and alt kids eat this up. Yeah, I think so too. And hey, I'm a fan. I think she's great. I like her music a lot. She seems like an okay person, except this is kind of deal breaker for me. Let's see if I can find it. I sound gritty because I was vaping for a week. She's talking about how, like, during the writing process of, like, her follow-up album, she was, like, just holed up in this apartment in London vaping nonstop. And I was like, ugh. Oh, Carly, what? If this is an attempt at sounding edgy, you, like, went so edgy, you just became, like, the girl in the Cookie Monster pajamas outside 7-Eleven. You went too far, girl. You went too far. Still, I mean, I would say, you know, does that song hold up? Is that one of the worst songs of the 2010s? No, it's a great song. You know, I don't stan her, but she seems like a cool person. She's got some great songs. But I'll tell you what I do stan. This is legitimately, with no irony, legitimately think this is one of the best songs of the decade. Gucci Gang by Lil Pump. One of the best songs ever, in my opinion. Legitimately, I'm not even joking.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Absolute fire.
I fuck a bitch, I forgot her name.
Remember like how good this shit was? Like just how fresh and shocking like SoundCloud rap was around this time? It was so good.
Gucci gang, 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 Gucci gang.
It's so catchy. I mean, people can say it's low effort. You can say that if you want, but go try writing a song this catchy. Let me know how easy it is. I talked to a guy in that band Fame on Fire who has recorded him a bunch like before he got big and stuff. And he said he just shows up in the studio and pretty much just freestyles everything. That's how good he is. You don't have to like the music, but god damn it, this shit is so catchy. He seems like a total idiot. But so fucking catchy. It's just the US answer to What Does the Fox Say? That's right. Listen, if I have to choose between being represented by What Does the Fox Say and Sabaton, or being represented by Lil Pump, that's a fucking easy one for me. I'm in the Gucci Gang.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
This shit does not suck. This shit is fire. But his genius does not stop there. He's got so many great songs. First of all, this one. This is genius. And people say that mumble rappers don't have lyrics. Oh, really? Well, perhaps you've never heard Obama. What's great is that Lil Pump is bipartisan. He doesn't care. He's on both sides of the aisle, as you can see from his new song, Lil Pimp Big Mugga Steppin'. I legitimately love this song. His newer music has been pretty, you know, mediocre, but this shit is great. This like sort of went back to the golden era of Pump. Lil Pump's true masterpiece, which I played before, I'm gonna play it again, is Pump Rock. This is art. I don't think this ever officially came out, but as far as I'm concerned, if I had to pick just one song to put in the Smithsonian to represent what humanity was capable of, it would be this. I have to do this. Pump rock shit, slip my wrists. The sampled guitars are so good. When is he gonna join Terror? This like kind of does sound like Terror actually. I love that this is what he thinks rock lyrics are. Pump rock shit, slip my wrists. It's obviously awful, but I actually think it's like legitimately a really catchy, fun song. Another fun song of the 2010s, which the lyrics really are something else. This is Time of Our Lives by Pitbull and Neo. This is like an anthem to being financially irresponsible, and it's kind of amazing. I know my rent was gonna be late about a week. Pay attention to the lyrics. I knew my rent was gonna be late about a week ago. Pitbull seems like a cool guy. I like him, but man, his music is not good. You a freaky girl, I'm a freaky man. The lyrics in this song are amazing. This is exactly how I remember 2011 sounding. Yes, my wife always talks about that, about like the 2010 sound. Because like 2010 was like the corniest music of all time. There's just something about like every popular song from 2010. There's just like pure cheese. Dumb normie summer party music. Yes.
let's turn it up.
It does sound like Black Eyed Peas, you're right. Like, were there no problems in 2010? I feel like every song in 2010 was so, like, vapid. It's like 80s music. Like, was there nothing happening in 2010 that anyone cared about at all? Like, just like, nah, just party, that's it. All the songs are about dancing and partying. Not a care in the world. Everyone was high on spice. I don't know. What was happening in 2010? Like, I don't know. I was into Tumblr in 2010, I think. 2011? Yeah, those like peak Tumblr to me. Here's an interesting song. Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon. This song is great. How many white weddings has this one played at? This is what I want to know. I feel like this is played at every single white person's wedding. You guy's a great singer. Can confirm M. White played it at my wedding. There you go. If anyone has a wedding coming up, I'd like to dance at it. There you go. This is it. You got to play this song. You got to have I Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas. That's right. I mean, all the staples of white people weddings. Uptown Funk, yes. Got to have that. I want to get divorced just so that I can get remarried and play pump rock at my wedding. That's what I want. Someone mentioned Lorde, which I thought was interesting too. I can't believe that people would say this is one of the worst songs of the 2010s. This is like one of my favorite pop songs of all time. The vocal arrangement, like these harmonies and shit, are fucking incredible. And wasn't she like 17 when she did this? 16, there you go. Man, she's so good. How could a goddamn 16-year-old have this much like soul in their voice, you know? This arrangement is amazing. It's so minimal. Like, I use this as an example all the time of like why pop is such good music, because there is just nothing to hide behind in this song. Like some really minimal percussion, very minimal bass line. Everything else is just her vocals. There's nothing to hide behind. If you've never made music before, it might not be obvious to you how intimidating that is to have such a minimal arrangement, but fuck, this is like some god tier shit. She had sort of the same trajectory as Carly Rae Jepsen. She was like normie pop when she came out, like Carly Rae Jepsen. Then I feel like last year she became like hipster fodder, and I don't really know why. I think this album is fucking brilliant. Solar Power I thought was kind of boring, but for whatever reason, the hipsters, they love her now. I don't really understand why. In any case, this is one of my favorite songs of the 2010s. I think it's fantastic. Anybody who hates on this song does not understand music. That's what I think. Last one for this segment. What do we think? This is an interesting song by Toby Keith. This song, Red Solo Cup, which is sort of like the country version of I Love College by Asher Roth.
Now, Red Solo Cup is the best receptacle. You, sir, do not have a pair of testicles if you prefer drinking from glass.
This man says you do not have a pair of testicles if you prefer drinking from glass. So this is like the equivalent. I don't know if you guys ever saw that meme using bookmarks as a female trait. Same kind of thing. What I would like to point out is that this is from like 2011 or something like that. The guy is wearing this like curved hat with the puka shell necklace at a college party. The dude was 50 when he released this song. 50 years old, being the dude at the college party telling everyone how to drink.
Red Solo Cup is cheap and disposable. In 14 years, they are decomposed.
Like, look how much older he is than everybody. He legitimately looks like he should be their dad. This part's really good coming up here, where he bullies the poor freshman. The 50-year-old bullying the freshman.
But I really hate how you're easy to crack. Because when beer runs down the front of my back, well, that, my friends, is quite yucky.
What the fuck? Throwing beer on this poor kid? Whose dad came by and called me yucky and threw beer in my face?
Red Solo Cup, I fill you up.
Only real men say yucky, that's right. I love Walmart pop country. I love bro country, but this is not it. You know, if the guy was 20, like Asher Roth, do you guys remember I Love College? That song sucks too, but at least he was like 19, right? So not for me. I don't like the song. I think it's corny, but at least he's not 50 talking about, you know, the college party lifestyle. Dude, Johnny's dad invited himself to the party again. Exactly. Not good. Well, there's plenty more awful songs that we could talk about, but I think that will do it for this time. We will do this again another time, but for now, that's it for the worst songs of the 2010s.